Hello, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video where we bring you stocks based on a variety of technical trade setups, all of which we're going to break down for you in just a moment. And as always, these videos are sponsored by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We curate ideas from their stock lists, and you can get access to those stock lists with a link in the description of this video. Now, let's break things down this week with the major markets first. It's been extremely volatile out there. We're going to look at the major U.S. markets here, and then we're going to look at some individual stocks, trade setups that are holding up well, performing well this week. So first things first, we had a pretty exceptional bounce back yesterday, an aggressive rebound in markets this week, but notably yesterday we saw some of the biggest one-day moves we've seen all year long, frankly, and mostly in the tech side of things. The NASDAQ 100, for instance, was up over 3% yesterday. We saw lots of individual stocks bouncing sharply. The NASDAQ was the sort of leader in terms of yesterday's rally. The S&P was up over 2%, so not too shabby there. The Dow Jones was up 1.4%, and then the Russell was up about 2.32%. So some big bounces from extremely oversold and extremely pessimistic sentiment. I think sentiment really sort of washed out over the past handful of days, weeks, and we noted that in our video last Friday when we went through our long form market analysis. I don't want to regurgitate all of that. If you didn't catch it, then feel free to check that out on our YouTube channel. Gets you up to date with all of the latest thoughts that we had. And so now that we've bounced, it's sort of a what now scenario. And what I wanted to sort of speak on, because I do think lots of traders maybe got caught a little flat-footed or maybe really sort of felt some of the panic out there over the past 2 weeks. And so when we think about the reset here, and reset in a good way, I mean reset in terms of the bounce that we've seen. If you were a trader that got caught flat-footed, that maybe did not manage risk as quickly or as tight as you would have hoped, and you're now seeing this nice snapback here this week, then use that as an opportunity. If you're someone who wants to then lighten up, to reset the mind, to get more flat-footed and established, I think that is very reasonable advice. Again, I'm not suggesting you liquidate everything. That's not the point of this message. The point of this message is if you were not sleeping last week and you had too much risk on, well, now is your chance to sort of, reset a little bit and just kind of clear the mind as we've now moved back up into the middle to upper part of the range here, if we're looking at the Qs or any of the major averages. So I think that's kind of first things first. We've got the reset. Now we're going to have to measure the commitment here on this bounce. I think that's what's going to be interesting. We're seeing the VIX fall back down to the low 20s. That's good. Can it stay down there? Can it get back into the teens? Can the markets hold up from these levels going into the end of the week? These are all things that we're going to want to pay attention to, and we're going to talk a lot more about this on Friday in our long form market analysis video. So I'm going to leave it at that and move to some individual trade ideas. And in the individual ideas I want to talk about today, I scanned using our pullback strength scan. This is one of our more popular trade setup scans on our website. And I was specifically looking at the weekly time frame because I think the weekly setups here are sort of interesting in how they're aligning. Of course, the week is not over yet, so most of these names have pretty much not confirmed. You'd have to wait to a Friday close, or it depends, obviously how you want to manage it and how you want to get involved in trades. But let's run through, I think I got 5 names here, all coming from our pullback strength scan. So what this scan is essentially looking for, it's easy to understand, is just a bull flag. Let's call it that. And what it essentially means is we need, a impulse leg up. So we got this nice move up in KKR's case, and then you have this sort of slide lower, this nice pullback, this flag that develops, and now we start to, move back up to the upside. And so KKR, good example of it here. here. It, ran up through October, early November. It pulled back gradually over five weeks or so, and now it looks like it's trying to get its footing once again. So KKR, that's the first name here. Again, this is all on the weekly time frame we're looking at. Let's take a look at NVT. So we got a similar situation here. We've got a stock that has broken out to new highs in early mid-November. It pulled back for 4 weeks, and then here it goes again, trying to get going to the upside, trying to get back up towards those highs. And again, it's trading, of course, right off of those all-time highs. We can go to SCHW. So this is Charles Schwab. And again, you can see nice grind higher here, really for quite some time. This has just been marching itself higher, and you can see in October it hit new all-time highs. It pulled back for about 6 or 7 weeks, very orderly, very sort of shallow, gradual, and now you can see it's already starting to lift above last week's high. It's trying to get back in motion here in that long-term trend. If we take a look at GIL, so all different sectors too we're noticing here. We got financials, we got technology, now we got cyclical apparel manufacturing. So this one here, again, got this nice move up throughout November, hitting all-time highs, and then you've got a nice 3-week reset, and then here comes the sort of aggressive rebound up 5.5% at the time of recording this, and trying to, resume that trend and close at new weekly highs. Last but not least, I'll give you KMX, again, different sort of sector here. This is Carmax in the auto and truck dealerships space, and again, you can see here a uptrend that has been intact here. It's been a little messy in how it's gotten there. It's had some jagged pullbacks along the way, but notably here it pushed to all-time highs starting in early November, that first week in November. It consolidated, it pulled back, it flagged out for about 4 weeks, and now here it goes again, trying to move to the upside. So all some pretty interesting setups here. I'm using the weekly time frame because there's been lots of volatility, trying to smooth out the noise and just get the bigger picture perspective in mind. So that's kind of the thought process behind this scan. All of our scans can be adapted to pretty much any time frame. So intraday all the way up to weekly and monthly charts. And so in this case, we looked at the weekly. And so that's it. That's what I wanted to sort of highlight this week. Some good relative strength, strong performing stocks on that longer term time frame. Again, everyone needs to think about where they sit in this market, how active and how aggressive is your time frame, and let's think about how we can close out the week here and if markets can hang on to these gains. So that's all I have. Leave a comment below. Love to know what you're looking at, how you're dealing with this market. Again, we'll be back on Friday of this week with our long form analysis, so lots more to share then. Until then, hope you have a great trading day and rest of the trading week. We'll see you back here in a couple of days. Take care.